In a world where technology constantly evolves, there are moments that redefine the way we experience something we thought we knew inside and out. For many of us, Half-Life 2 Wands is a cornerstone of gaming history, an iconic masterpiece that shaped the first-person shooter genre. But what if I told you that everything you thought you knew about this game, every pixel, every shadow, every moment of tension, has been reimagined, reworked, and reborn? Enter the Half-Life 2 RTX remaster. Created by the passionate minds at Orbifold Studios, using Nvidia's groundbreaking RTX Remix platform, this isn't just an upgrade, this is a transformation, one that pulls you into a new age of gaming, where reality itself is manipulated at the click of a button. Imagine stepping back into the game you love, but now everything is crisper, darker, more alive, and at the same time, unsettling. The textures are sharper, the shadows deeper, and the world itself feels like it's constantly watching you. Every step you take, every corner you turn, there's a sense that something's lurking just beyond your vision. But here's the twist, the half-life. You thought you knew is no longer the same. As you embark on this journey, the game now runs in glorious 4K, pushing the boundaries of visual storytelling. And it's not just about resolution. The magic of RTX Remix unlocks an entirely new world of lighting and physics, making this version of Half-Life 2 feel as if it's living, breathing, and evolving right before your eyes. You might be thinking, is this just another remaster, or is this something truly groundbreaking? As you witness the game's intricate textures and lifelike details, you'll soon realize this is no mere facelift. The Half-Life 2 you remember has been injected with a pulse, a heartbeat that echoes through the stunning new RTX graphics, the realistic shadows, and the fluid movement. But with every breakthrough, a lingering question remains. What happens when you revisit a classic and push its limits? Does it retain its soul, or does it become something else entirely? Prepare yourself. This is more than just a game, it's a reawakening. As the world around you evolves, the lines between the familiar and the unknown begin to blur. In this new age of gaming, Half-Life 2 Socks isn't just about surviving in City 17, it's about grappling with what has been unleashed in this modernized, surreal reality. And as we delve into this remaster, we'll discover just how deep the rabbit hole goes. Are you ready to face this new Half-Life 2? Or are you prepared to question everything you once knew about the game that defined a generation? Let's find out. Improved character models, a whole new level of detail. We venture deeper into the world of Half-Life 2 RTXX. We begin to peel back the layers of its most striking transformation, the characters. The lifeblood of any great game lies within the depth of its characters. And in this remaster, every enemy, every ally, every face you encounter has been meticulously brought to life in ways you never thought possible. What once were flat textures and limited models are now living, breathing figures that almost seem to stare back at you. Take, for instance, Father Gregory, a character you remember as a simple, grim face in the shadows. Now, with the power of RTX Remix, his features are more realistic than ever. His once simplistic beard is now composed of hair cards, each strand meticulously rendered to react to light in the environment. The result? A beard that actually moves, that catches the light, and adds a level of depth that makes you feel like you're staring at a real person, not just a texture on a screen. This is no longer the Father Gregory of 2004. This is a version with a soul, with realism, with humanity. But Father Gregory's transformation is just the beginning. As you move through City 17 and face off against the dreaded enemies of the game, you'll notice the same incredible level of detail in every encounter. The zombies you remember from the original are now unsettling in ways you couldn't have imagined. Their skin, once a simple texture, now has an eerie translucence, as if you're seeing their flesh beneath the surface. Organic, almost alive. The detail is so intense that you can practically feel the horror creeping up as these foes advance toward you, making the experience much more intense and visceral. Even the terrifying headcrabs that haunted your nightmares in the original game have undergone a mind-blowing transformation. With a poly count that's 30 times higher than the original, these creatures now look like they're almost made of flesh and bone. Their skin is translucent, the way it catches light is uncanny. You won't just be fighting them anymore, you'll be facing something that feels almost too real for comfort. Ever wonder how terrifying the headcrabs would look with 30 times the poly count? Let's just say, it's not for the faint of heart. And then there are the weapons, the very tools of your survival in this dark world. The crossbow, once a simple piece of hardware in the game, has been reimagined with remarkable precision. The metal gleams in a way that makes it feel tangible. When you aim, you'll notice how light reflects off its surface, how the red-hot bolt now glows with a terrifying beauty. It's not just a weapon anymore, it's a masterpiece of design that demands your attention. The SMG is another standout. What once was a simple firearm now reflects the light in intricate ways that elevate its presence. The new design highlights every curve, every detail, giving the gun a physicality that the original simply couldn't match. These weapons no longer feel like objects in the game. They feel like they're part of the world, deeply integrated into the environment. Every shadow, every light source reacts to them, making them feel alive in ways that are both beautiful and unsettling. The shift from the original flat textures to the new physically based rendering PBR system is perhaps the most significant change. Textures are no longer just painted on. They now interact with the world in real time. Each character, each weapon, each object has a layer of complexity that brings it to life. Whether it's the way light bounces off a surface or how a shadow shifts as you move, the world of Half-Life 2 RTX feels like it has been pulled out of a dream and into a reality you can almost touch. The transformation is staggering, and the depth of the characters is something you simply have to see to believe. The addition of intricate details and lifelike rendering creates a new level of immersion that makes the world of Half-Life 2 feel like it was built for a new generation. It's not just a remaster, it's a reawakening. This isn't your father's Half-Life 2. This is a game that has been given new life, a game that will make you look at the enemies you fought 1,000 times with fresh eyes. And if the character models are this stunning, just wait until you see how the world itself has changed. Stick with me, because the next chapter will take you deeper into the transformation, where the true magic of this remaster really begins to shine. Reworked weapon models, bringing back classic guns with style. The heart of any action game lies in its weapons, the tools that not only define the gameplay, but also immerse you in the world. In Half-Life 2 RTX, the remaster takes the iconic arsenal of guns and transforms them into works of art, with every detail meticulously crafted to bring them to life in a way that was never possible in the original 2004 release. Let's take a look at how these classic weapons have been reimagined. First up, the crossbow. What was once a blocky, utilitarian piece of equipment now radiates with detail. The metallic body reflects the light in intricate patterns, and the red-hot glow of the crossbow's bolt is a sight to behold. This isn't just about visual flair. The bolt now glows with a sense of realism, almost as if you can feel the heat radiating from it. The scope, which in the original game looked like an afterthought, now interacts with its surroundings. You can see the reflection of light dance across the surface of the lens as you aim, further emphasizing the level of detail and the new physics-based rendering system. It's not just a weapon anymore, it's a part of the world you inhabit. The SMG, shotgun, and graph gun have also received the same treatment. The SMG now feels like a real firearm, with every small feature, like the recoil of the barrel and the reflectivity of the metal, enhanced by the new lighting system. The shotgun, too, has been given a much-needed upgrade. The handguard, which was once flat and dull, now looks like it has depth and texture. The vents are fully rendered, and the barrel is rounded, giving it a more realistic and tactile presence in the player's hands. The graph gun, a fan favorite for its unique design, has gone through perhaps the most dramatic transformation. What used to be a blocky, low-res piece of equipment now looks like a high-tech marvel. The various metal components are clearly defined, with the power connectors and metal plates showing intricate detail. The glow from the weapon illuminates, the surroundings casting shadows in real time. This doesn't just look good. It changes the way you experience the game, adding weight and realism to every shot you take. The difference between the original and the remastered models is nothing short of breathtaking. As you move through Half-Life 2 RTX, the weapons no longer feel like static, pre-designed objects. They now feel like part of the environment, their weight and impact clear in every interaction. The transition from the old models to these new ones is like night and day. These weapons have truly entered the realm of reality. Every gun, from the smallest handgun to the most powerful rifle, now comes alive in ways that make the world of Half-Life 2 RTXs feel more immersive than ever before. If the character models left you awestruck, these weapons will have you wondering how you ever played without them. The new environments, path tracing, dynamic lighting, and more. As we step into the remastered world of Half-Life 2 RTX, the environments themselves take center stage. Gone are the static, lifeless settings of the original 2004 version. With the power of Nvidia's cutting-edge path tracing technology, every corner of City 17, Ravenholm, and Nova Prospect now feels alive, breathing, reacting, and constantly shifting as you move through it. Imagine this: a sunny afternoon in Ravenholm where you feel the warmth of the light, only for it to turn into a menacing, stormy night in an instant. The sky darkens, the wind picks up, and the world around you changes. Every object, from the towering trees to the scattered rubble on the streets, now responds to this dynamic shift in lighting. The grass sways with the wind, each blade rendered in incredible detail, reacting to the movement of the air. The trees, once simple textures, now have depth, casting intricate shadows that evolve as the light shifts throughout the day. This isn't just a visual upgrade, it's an experience that immerses you deeper into the world. Places like Nova Prospect, once a dark and dreary corridor, now pulse with dynamic lighting that shifts as you navigate through them. The environments are no longer static, they respond to your presence. Light bounces off surfaces in real time, and shadows shift with the movement of the characters. Walls that once felt like simple painted surfaces now have dimension, with cracks, chips, and texture that add to the realism. You can practically feel the cold concrete of the prison cells as the light flickers through broken windows, adding layers of atmosphere to every scene. The lighting system in Half-Life 2 RTX is no longer a fixed backdrop, it's a key player in the game's narrative. With real-time global illumination, every light source, whether it's a flashlight, an explosion, or even a fire, reacts and interacts with the environment in ways that the original game simply couldn't achieve. No longer do we see flat shadows. Instead, you'll experience shadows that dynamically adjust depending on the distance and angle of the light source, creating a more organic, believable world. By incorporating path tracing and realistic lighting, Nvidia's RTX Remix technology has taken Half-Life 2 Free's world to a whole new level. This isn't just about better visuals, it's about crafting an immersive, cinematic experience that will make you feel as if you've stepped into a living, breathing universe. The transformation is staggering, and it's only just the beginning. Keep watching, because what comes next will show you how this world reacts to even the smallest details in lighting. Path tracing in action, lighting effects that bring the game to life now. We dive deeper into one of the most awe-inspiring features of Half-Life 2 RTXs, the lighting. While the original game had its fair share of shadows and light, the remaster takes it to an entirely new level, all thanks to the power of path tracing. This game-changing technology renders every light source in real time, creating lighting dynamics that feel alive, constantly shifting and reacting to the world around you. Let's start with something as simple as your flashlight. In the original Half-Life 2, the flashlight illuminated a narrow beam of light, but in the remaster, the light feels tangible. As you shine it across dark corridors, it not only lights up the environment, but the shadows it casts move and shift naturally with every step. The soft, ambient glow from the flashlight no longer feels static. It dances across surfaces, reacting to every texture, every bump, every crack in the walls. It's a subtle change, but it dramatically increases immersion, making the world feel more responsive and dynamic. But it doesn't stop there. Imagine walking into an area where explosions are going off. In the original, explosions lit up the area, but in the remaster, the light from explosions interacts with the environment in stunning new ways. As the blast sends shockwaves through the air, the resulting light diffuses across the space, bouncing off metal surfaces, walls, and even the rubble on the floor. Each burst of light has a weight to it, a life of its own, that shapes the world, as much as the player does. It's no longer just a flash on the screen, it's an environmental event that makes you feel the force of the explosion in a whole new way. One of the most impressive aspects of path tracing in Half-Life 2 RTXS is how it affects every single light source. Every street light, every fire, every flickering light from broken windows is now rendered in real time, each behaving with realistic accuracy. Light bounces off walls and floors, diffuses through fog, and refracts through glass. This creates an incredible level of depth, making each scene more atmospheric and cinematic. The shadows cast are no longer harsh or rigid, they react to the distance and angle of the light source, growing softer or more defined as the situation changes. What happens when every single light source in the game is rendered in real time? You might wonder. The result is mind-blowing. You'll witness reflections that look as if they're truly real. Water shimmering with the glow of a passing light, glass windows catching the distant shine of a street lamp, and even subtle changes in color and shadow depending on the light's intensity. This dynamic lighting system takes Half-Life 2's world from a simple backdrop to a living, breathing environment where light not only illuminates, but also tells its own story. The shadows shift and change, reacting to the environment in ways that are both beautiful and haunting, making each moment feel unique and impactful. Whether it's the flickering shadows in Ravenholm or the cold clinical lights of Nova Prospect, the lighting effects in Half-Life 2 RTX add an emotional weight that's impossible to ignore. This isn't just a visual upgrade, it's an experience, one that changes the very way you interact with the world. The addition of real-time path tracing has turned light from a simple mechanic into an integral part of the game's soul. Every beam of light, every flicker, every shadow becomes a part of the narrative, bringing the world to life in ways you've never seen before. Performance considerations, DLSS, multiframe generation, and hardware demands, while Half-Life 2 RTX is undoubtedly a visual masterpiece. All those stunning upgrades come at a cost. Performance. The breathtaking improvements in lighting, textures, and real-time ray tracing demand significant computing power. As we venture deeper into this remaster, it's essential to talk about how the game performs, especially on different hardware setups. After all, no matter how beautiful a game is, it needs to run smoothly to keep you immersed in the experience. To handle these advanced graphical features without sacrificing performance, Nvidia's cutting-edge technologies like DLSS 4.0, deep learning super sampling, and multiframe generation play a pivotal role. These technologies allow the game to maintain high-quality visuals while significantly boosting frame rates. DLSS 4.0 intelligently upscales lower-resolution images using AI, giving you sharp, detailed visuals without overwhelming your GPU. On top of that, multiframe generation helps smooth out performance by generating extra frames, making fast-paced action feel incredibly fluid. When combined, these technologies allow Half-Life 2 RTX to run like a dream on high-end GPUs like the Nvidia 4090. But what happens when you're not running the latest hardware? That's where the real test comes in. With cutting-edge tech like DLSS and multiframe generation, Half-Life 2 RTX runs like a dream on the Nvidia 4090, but what if you're using an older GPU? Let's find out how performance holds up on more modest hardware. Here, the game will perform admirably even on mid-range setups, but with a few sacrifices. To maintain smooth gameplay on older GPUs, you might need to dial back some settings or opt for lower resolutions. However, thanks to DLSS, you won't lose too much in terms of visual fidelity. It's important to mention, though, that this remaster isn't perfect. Even with these powerful technologies, occasional input lag can crop up, especially with older graphics cards. Some fast-moving scenes might show minor artifacts like ghosting or frame stutter as the AI struggles to keep up with the fast-paced action. These issues are not game-breaking, but they are worth noting. Ultimately, the balance between stunning visuals and smooth performance is crucial. While Half-Life 2 RTX offers some of the best graphics available in gaming today, it requires powerful hardware to truly shine. Still, with the right setup and some tweaks, the performance can be smooth, making it a worthwhile experience for players with both high-end and more modest rigs. This balance ensures that everyone, regardless of their GPU, can enjoy the beauty of the remaster without compromising too much on performance. Conclusion: a masterpiece reborn, or just a glitchy showpiece? As we come to the end of our deep dive into Half-Life 2 RTX, the big question remains: is this remaster the definitive way to experience Half-Life 2 6, or does it fall short of its potential? The truth is, Half-Life 2 RTX is a visual and technological marvel, an ambitious reimagining of a beloved classic that takes advantage of modern gaming technology to push the limits of what we thought was possible. The textures are richer, the lighting is dynamic and immersive, and the path tracing adds an extra layer of depth that brings the world to life in ways the original could only dream of. From the enhanced character models that now look almost lifelike, to the newly reworked weapons that feel like real, tangible objects in your hands, this remaster truly brings Half-Life to us into the modern age. The environments, too, have been transformed into dynamic living spaces, where lighting shifts with every movement and objects react to every light source in real time. It's a game that feels as though it has been reborn, more vibrant, more immersive, and more complex than ever before. But as with any ambitious project, there are a few growing pains. While the visual improvements are staggering, there are still some minor bugs and performance hiccups to contend with. Input lag, occasional artifacts during fast action sequences, and the heavy demand on hardware can detract from the otherwise flawless experience. These issues don't break the game by any means, but they are worth noting, especially for players on older or less powerful setups. Despite these challenges, the experience remains exhilarating, with the breathtaking visuals and immersive lighting often more than making up for the occasional glitch. So, is Half-Life 2 RTX the ultimate way to experience the game? For some, it certainly will be. The improvements to texture details, lighting, and overall immersion are nothing short of transformative. But for others, the minor performance issues and hardware demands might take away from the magic. Ultimately, it's a reimagining, one that beautifully updates the original while maintaining its core identity. What do you think? Is this remaster everything you hoped for, or do the performance struggles and bugs leave you wanting more? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps us keep the conversation going, and we can't wait to hear from you. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth comparisons like this one. We've got plenty of upcoming videos on the latest game remasters, so make sure you stay tuned. Next time, we'll be diving into another game that's getting a next-gen overhaul. Who knows, it could be your favorite one. Until then, keep gaming and keep the conversation alive.